Hello, it is Sunday, and I'm looking out the window at a lot of snow, a lot of shoveling, and people not moving very much Saturday and Sunday. I remember going to the Y yesterday morning, and I was not in a great mood when I walked in, and the person behind the desk, I mentioned a few things that I was not happy with, and later I had to apologize, and I said, I apologize for my attitude earlier. And she said, oh, no problems. And I said, no, I didn't need to share that with you. I just didn't need to speak it aloud. I just needed to go on and do my workout. Hi, I'm Doug Snyder. This is Intimacy with God Ministries, and the word, Sunday's thought conditioner, the word for today is hope. Hope. See, I walked into the YMCA with discouragement on my mind and not hope in the forefront of my mind. And I spoke that out loud, and that is something that I know not to do, and I've been working at not doing. So today in my study, my Bible study, I was reading scriptures. I said, Lord, what can you teach me today? What do I need to learn? And I was in Psalm 71, and he brought the word hope to the forefront as I read through there. Let me just read you a couple verses. The first one is Psalm 71, 5. For you have been my hope, O sovereign Lord, my confidence since my youth. So the Lord is David's hope and his confidence. And then I looked further, read further, and in verse 14, David is talking about his accusers who are putting him to shame and want to harm him and cover him with scorn and disgrace. And he replies to the Lord in this prayer. He says, but as for me, I will always have hope. Always have hope. Don't you want to always have hope? Well, listen to what David says. He says, I will praise you more and more. My mouth will declare your righteousness. Will tell of your righteousness, of your salvation all day long. So what kind of things are coming out of David's mouth all day long, which give him hope and bring him confidence? It's the righteousness of God. It's of his salvation. And then he goes on in verse 16, I will come and proclaim your mighty acts, O sovereign Lord. I will proclaim your righteousness, yours alone. Since my youth, O God, you have taught me, and to this day I declare your marvelous deeds. Even when I'm old and gray, do not forsake me, O God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your might to all who are to come. You see, where David's confidence and hope came from was from the Lord. It came from where he put his hope in the Lord, and he declared the things of God. Now here's the deal. Why do we get discouraged? We get discouraged because our circumstances dictate a certain feeling. Now we feel hopeless or unempowered, or we feel, how is this ever going to change? For some of you, it may be, oh my goodness, it's April 15th, and when are we going to get in the field and plant? Some of you may say, oh my goodness, I'm just so ready for spring. I want to get in the garden and get the flowers going and clean up the yard and edge and seed and fertilize and all that stuff. For others of you, it's like, could we just have a nice day to go outside and walk? And it could go on. The circumstances may not be weather related. Maybe you see a circumstance in a business that doesn't seem like it could turn around, or a situation, a relationship where you have lost hope that there's restoration possible. And all these things can go on. But David says, my hope, I don't put my hope in my ability. I don't put my hope in the condition of the circumstance which I'm addressing. David puts his hope in the Lord. And to maintain that hope and to maintain that confidence, he speaks aloud from his mouth the mighty deeds, the righteousness, the power, the salvation of God. And that is the secret to maintaining hope, is to declare aloud. Don't keep it inside. Don't mull over your circumstances. Now, if you are one who likes to say negative over and over and over, you are digging a very deep ditch of discouragement. If you want to build hope, if you want to give hope, if you want to bring hope to others and tell of hope to the next generation, speak positively. Recall to mind the mighty deeds and the mighty acts of God and the power of God. Why? Because when you apply his power to your circumstances, it's amazing what he can do. Now, I was listening to Joseph Prince earlier today. What a powerful messenger, a powerful speaker he is. I really enjoy Joseph Prince. And he was recalling a time when Jesus turned the water into wine. And we marvel at that miracle where Jesus poured water into some vases or vases, and then as they poured the water out, it became wine. But that's only one part of the miracle. He also said, do you realize how wine is made? It's a fermenting process that takes time. And the longer the time that wine sits, the better it becomes. We pay more for wine that's old. So what Jesus did, when they poured the water out into wine and into the goblets of the guests, they said, wow, you have saved the best wine till the end. In other words, the wedding party usually poured the best wine out first, and then when the people got drunk, they poured the bad wine out because they didn't know any difference. But in this case, Jesus's wine, the wine that he made, came out last. And so what I'm saying is this, or what Joseph Prince was saying was this: Jesus condensed many years into a moment, into just a moment, when he turned water to wine. So the miracle was, yes, water to wine, but he condensed time, the fermenting process, man's processes, into just a moment. And that can bring hope to your situation, because God can do in a moment what you think may take hours or weeks or years. So declare his praise, declare his mighty acts, recall to mind and speak aloud those things that God has done, so that you will constantly be reminded that your situation is not hopeless, but rather filled with hope because of God. And then, like David, you will always have hope and confidence. All right, I'm Doug Snyder, Intimacy with God Ministries. This is Sunday's Thought Conditioner. Would you please subscribe to this channel? Share it with others who need hope and good news. And we'll see you next week. God bless.